The city
What
was
happened
always
here?
loud. Cars
Flat
moved
tire.
fast.
Use a hand.
People walked
I see.
fast.
Let me make a
Everyone
call.
looked busy. No one had time to stop. On the corner of a busy street, a black man sat quietly. His clothes were old. His shoes were torn. His hair was messy. People passed him every day. They did not see him. To them, he was just another homeless man. Some people looked at him with fear. Some with disgust. Most people did not look at him at all. He never asked for money. He never begged. He just sat there, calm and silent. Every morning, he sat at the same place. And every morning, she walked past him. Her name was Emily. Emily worked in a big company downtown. She wore clean clothes. She carried an expensive bag. She believed success was easy to see. In her mind, success had a look. Good clothes, nice shoes, a confident walk. And this man had none of that. So Emily never noticed him. To her, he was invisible. One morning, Emily stopped near the street to answer a phone call. She stood just a few steps away from the man. While talking, she looked down by accident. The man was not sleeping. He was not asking for money. He was writing. He held a small, torn notebook. With a broken pencil, he wrote symbols, numbers, lines, formulas. Emily frowned. She had seen those symbols before. They looked like advanced math. She shook her head. This is silly, she thought. He is homeless. What could he know? She turned away and walked on. But something strange stayed in her mind. That same afternoon, the man stood up. He walked to a nearby bench. A young boy ran toward him. Sir, the boy said softly. Emily was walking by again. She stopped. Why would a child call a homeless man, sir? The man smiled at the boy. He helped him fix a broken toy. He spoke gently, clearly, not like a street man. Not at all. Emily felt uncomfortable. She told herself it meant nothing. Later that evening, rain started to fall. People rushed for cover. The man stayed. He moved under a small shop roof. He pulled out an old phone from his pocket. Emily stood across the street, waiting for her ride. She heard his voice. Calm, confident. Yes, he said. The model is complete. Pause. No risk. The numbers are solid. Pause. We move tomorrow. Emily's heart skipped. That did not sound like a homeless man. That sounded like a businessman. She tried to hear more, but her car arrived. She got in quickly. All the way home, her mind was loud. The next day, Emily arrived early at work. Her company was in trouble. The boss looked stressed. People whispered in hallways. A big project was failing. They needed help. Real help. During lunch break, Emily walked outside. She passed the street corner again. The man was there. Same place. Same calm face. But today, something was different. He was reading a business newspaper. Not sports. Not comics. Business. Emily stopped walking. She stared. He noticed her. Their eyes met. For a second, Emily felt small. Not him. Her phone rang. She jumped and walked away fast. Her heart beat hard. That evening, Emily could not sleep. She kept thinking about him. The way he spoke. The way he wrote. The way he looked calm in the rain. She remembered how she judged him. Just a homeless black man, she once thought. Now she was not sure. The next morning, something unexpected happened. Emily walked past the corner. The man was standing. A security guard shouted at him. Move! You don't belong here. People watched. Some laughed. Emily felt a strange feeling in her chest. The man did not argue. He did not beg. He just looked at the guard calmly. Then he said one sentence. A simple sentence. Life will teach you, he said quietly. Not me. Emily froze. Those words hit her hard. The man picked up his notebook. He walked away slowly. Emily stood there, confused, curious, uneasy. She had no idea who he really was. She did not know his name. She did not know his story. But one thing was clear. This man was not what he seemed. And very soon, her life was about to change forever. The next morning, the city moved like always. Fast, loud, cold. People rushed past each other without care. No one looked twice. But Emily was different that day. Her mind was not calm. She kept thinking about the man on the street. His voice, his words, his calm eyes. She tried to forget him. She told herself he was nobody, just a homeless black man. That is what she believed. When Emily reached the corner, she saw him again. He was sitting on the ground. Same place. Same old clothes. A small cup sat near him. Almost empty. Emily stopped. She did not know why. Something inside her pushed her forward. She looked at him and felt uncomfortable. People were watching. Some slowed down. Some smiled in a cruel way. Emily felt powerful in that moment. She worked in a big building. She had money. She had respect. And he had nothing. At least that is what she thought. She took a deep breath. "You cannot sit here," Emily said loudly. The man looked up slowly. His eyes were calm. Not angry. Not afraid. Just calm. "This is a business area," she said. "You are making people uncomfortable." The words came out fast. Harsh. People stopped walking. They listened. The man did not speak. Emily felt stronger. She pulled out her phone. "I will call security," she said. A guard arrived quickly. He looked at the man with anger. "You again," the guard said. "I told you to leave." The man stood up slowly. He picked up his notebook. He did not argue. That made Emily angry. "See," she said. "He does not belong here." The guard pushed the man's shoulder. "Move," the guard said. The man stepped back. He lost balance for a second. People laughed. Emily smiled. But then, the man looked at her. Not with hate. Not with sadness. With understanding. That look made her smile fade. He spoke calmly. "No place belongs to one person," he said. "Respect does." The crowd went quiet. The guard laughed. "Just go," the guard said. The man turned and walked away. Slow. Proud. Emily felt a strange pain in her chest. She did not know why. She shook it off and walked to work. Inside the building, people were stressed. The company was losing money. A big project failed. Emily said a hiatisk. But she could not focus. Her mind replayed the moment. The man's calm voice. His steady walk. At lunch, Emily stood near the window. She saw him across the street. He was helping an old woman. He carried her bag. He smiled. Emily felt confused. How can a homeless man be so kind? She thought. Later that evening, Emily walked past the corner again. She saw something strange. The man was talking to two young men. They wore suits. Clean. Expensive. They listened to him closely. They nodded. Respectfully. Then, one of them shook his hand. Emily stopped walking. Her heart beat faster. Why would businessmen talk to him? One of the men said, "We will meet tomorrow." Same plan. The man nodded calmly. Emily's mind raced. She felt something new. Doubt. That night, Emily dreamed. She dreamed she was sitting on the street. People walked past her. They did not see her. She woke up sweating. The next morning, the news at work was bad. A big investor was coming. No one knew who. Only one thing was clear. This investor could save the company. Everyone was nervous. Emily walked to work slowly. When she reached the corner, the man was not there. For the first time, she felt empty. She looked around. Nothing. She felt relief and fear at the same time. As she entered the office, her boss called her. "Emily," he said, "prepare the meeting room." She asked for who. Her boss looked serious. "For the new investor," he said. "He is arriving today." Emily's hands started shaking. She did not know why. But deep inside, she felt something was coming. Something big. Something that would break her world. And she had no idea that the man she looked down on was about to look her in the eyes again. That morning, the city felt different. Not louder. Not faster. Just strange. Emily walked to work with slow steps. Her mind was heavy. She kept thinking about the man. The homeless man. Or maybe not homeless at all. When she reached the street corner, she stopped. He was there again. Sitting in the same place. Same old clothes. Same quiet face. Emily felt confused. After everything she saw yesterday, he did not make sense anymore. She watched him from a distance. He was not asking for money. He was not sleeping. He was reading. A thick book. Emily leaned closer. The cover had words she did not understand. It looked serious. Academic. Not something a street man would read. A man in a suit stopped near him. Emily slowed her walk. The man in the suit spoke first. "Sir, I tried your method," he said. "It worked." The homeless man nodded. "Good," he replied calmly. "Now scale it." The man in the suit smiled. "Thank you," he said. He walked away quickly. Emily's heart started beating fast. "Sir, why do people call him that?" Later that day, Emily sat at her desk. She tried to work. She failed. Her mind kept returning to the street. During lunch, she searched online. She typed words like, "street genius," "homeless smart man," "hidden millionaire stories." Nothing helped. In the evening, Emily walked back. She stopped across the street again. The man stood up. He walked into a small cafe. Emily followed without thinking. She sat far behind him. He ordered tea. Nothing expensive. He pulled out his phone. This time, she listened clearly. Yes, he said. 3 patents approved. Pause. No, keep my name quiet. Pause. I don't want attention. Emily dropped her spoon. Her hand shook. Patents? Who was this man? The waiter came. The man paid with a simple card. No problem. Noti Yixchen. He left a tip. Emily watched silently. Outside, the man stopped. He looked up at a tall glass building. Emily followed his eyes. It was her office building. The same building. Her chest tightened. The next day at work, panic filled the air. The company was bleeding money. Emails flew everywhere. People whispered. A meeting was announced. Emergency meeting. All managers. Emily sat in the back. The boss spoke. Our future depends on one investor, he said. He is private. Very private. Emily felt cold. Private. Quiet. Her mind went back to the man. After work, Emily rushed to the corner. She needed answers. But he was gone. The ground was empty. Only a small piece of paper lay there. She picked it up. It had numbers. Charts. Graphs. Emily's breath stopped. These were financial models. High-level models. The kind used by top firms. She understood just enough to know one thing. This was genius work. Her phone rang. Her boss. Emily, he said, clear your schedule for tomorrow. Why, she asked. The investor arrives, he said. Emily's stomach dropped. That night, she could not sleep. Her thoughts raced. She remembered her words. Her judgment. Her pride. She remembered how she looked down on him. She felt ashamed. The next morning, Emily walked slowly. Her heart was loud. When she reached the corner, he was there. Standing. He looked different. Not richer. Not cleaner. Just stronger. He looked at her. Their eyes met. This time he spoke first. You are curious, he said calmly. Emily froze. I'm sorry, she said quickly. He raised his hand. Not yet, he said. Understanding comes before apology. Those words hit deep. A black car stopped behind him. The door opened. A driver stepped out. Sir, the driver said. It's time. The man nodded. He turned to Emily. Watch carefully today, he said. Life shows truth without warning. He entered the car. It drove away. Emily stood there, shaking. She looked at the street, at the people walking, at the space where he stood. She finally understood something. She never saw the man. She only saw her judgment. And now, the truth was moving fast, straight toward her, and she could not stop it. That morning, the city felt tense. The sky was gray. The air was heavy. Emily walked in her office building with slow steps. Her heart beat fast. Today was not a normal day. Everyone knew it. People whispered in corners. Phones rang without stop. Managers looked nervous. The company was in danger. One wrong move, and everything could fall. Emily sat at her desk, but her hands were shaking. Her mind was not on work. It was on him. The man from the street. The calm voice. The black car. The words he said. Watch carefully today. At exactly 10 o'clock, an email arrived. Investor has arrived. All staff to conference floor. Emily stood up slowly. Her legs felt weak. The elevator ride was silent. No one spoke. When the doors opened, people walked into the large meeting hall. The room was bright, clean, cold. A long table stood in the center. Emily sat near the back. Her boss stood at the front, fixing his tie again and again. This investor, he whispered, is very powerful. Minutes passed. The door at the far end of the room stayed closed. Emily stared at it. Her chest felt tight. Suddenly, the room went quiet. The door opened. 2 men in black suits walked in first. Then walked in. Emily's breath stopped. It was the same man. The man from the street. Same face. Same calm eyes. But everything else was different. He stood tall. His steps were confident. The room felt smaller around him. Everyone stood up. Good morning, sir, the boss said quickly. Sir. Emily felt dizzy. The man nodded once. He sat at the head of the table. No ruse. No ismail. Just presence. Emily's mind screamed. This is not possible. She remembered his torn clothes. The sidewalk. The rain. Her hands began to shake. The man looked around the room. Then his eyes stopped. They landed on Emily. The room disappeared. It was just the two of them. His eyes were not angry. They were calm, knowing. The boss started speaking fast. "We are honored, truly honored." The man raised his hand. Silence fell. "I have read everything," he said softly. "Your numbers, your plans, your mistakes." His voice filled the room. Slow, clear. Every word hit hard. Emily felt small, very small. The man clicked a remote. A screen lit up. Charts appeared. Complex, sharp. Emily recognized them. They were similar to the papers she found on the street. The room gasped. "This company," the man said, "has potential." Hope filled the room. But he paused. "Potential dies without vision." The boss nodded quickly. "Yes, sir. We agree." The man leaned back. "I will invest," he said calmly. People almost cried. Relief spread like fire. Emily felt tears in her eyes. Then the man continued. "On one condition." The room froze. He turned his chair slightly. He faced Emily. "My condition," he said, "is honesty." Emily's heart dropped. "I lived on your streets," he said. "I watched your people." He paused. "I was ignored, pushed, judged." Emily remembered her words. "You don't belong here." Her face burned. "I wanted to see," the man said, "who respects without knowing." Silence. "I saw kindness," he said, "and I saw pride." His eyes stayed on Emily. "I saw how easy it is," he said, "to look down." Emily stood up without thinking. "I'm sorry," she said, her voice shaking. "I judged you." The room held its breath. The man stood up. He walked slowly. Each step felt loud. He stopped in front of Emily. He looked at her for a long moment. Then he spoke. "This is not about me," he said. "This is about who you choose to be when no one is watching." He turned back to the room. "My investment stands," he said, "but my lesson stays." He picked up his folder. "Never confuse silence with weakness," he said, "and never confuse clothes with value." He walked toward the door. Before leaving, he stopped. He looked back at Emily. "Life has shown you," he said softly. "Now it's your turn to learn." The door closed. Emily stood still. Her world had shifted. The man she looked down on now stood above everything. And she knew this was only the beginning. After the meeting, nothing felt normal. The office was silent. People sat at their desks, but no one worked. Everyone was still shocked. The homeless man was the investor. Emily sat alone. Her hands rested on the table, but they felt heavy. Her heart was loud. She remembered every moment. The way she spoke to him, the way she looked down on him, the way she felt powerful. Now she felt small, very small. An email arrived. "Emily, come to conference room B." Her stomach dropped. She stood up slowly. Every step felt like a weight. When she opened the door, he was there, sitting alone, calm, quiet, the same man from the street. He looked up. "Sit," he said gently. Emily sat. She did not speak. She could not. The man leaned back. "You want answers?" he said. Emily nodded. "Yes," she whispered. He looked at the window for a moment. Then he began. "I was not always rich," he said. His voice was soft. "I grew up with nothing," he continued. "No money, no power." Emily listened. "My parents taught me one thing," he said. "Character matters more than comfort." He paused. "I studied hard. I learned faster." He smiled faintly. "I built systems. I solved problems." Emily's eyes filled with tears. "I became successful," he said. "Very successful." She swallowed. "Then why?" She stopped. "Why the streets?" she asked quietly. The man looked at her. "Because I lost something," he said. "Trust." Emily frowned. "People love my money," he said. "But not me." Silence filled the room. "So I disappeared," he continued. "I dressed poor. I lived simple." Emily shook her head in disbelief. "I wanted to see the world without titles," he said. "Without power." He leaned forward. "I wanted to see who respects without reward." Emily felt shame rise in her chest. "I walked your streets," he said. "I watched people. Some ignored me," he said. "Some feared me." He looked directly at Emily. "Some judged me." Emily could not look away. "But some were kind," he said, "even with nothing." He smiled. "That matters." Emily whispered, "I was not kind." The man nodded. "I know. That hurt more than anger." "I didn't come here for revenge," he said. I came for truth. Emily took a deep breath. I am sorry, she said again. Her voice broke. I learned today, she said. Too late. The man shook his head slowly. Not too late, he said. Just in time. He stood up. He walked to the door. Before leaving, he stopped. You are smart, he said. But pride blinds smart people. He turned back. I will fund a new program, he said. Kindness training. Respect culture. Emily looked up. You will lead it, he said. Her eyes widened. Me? She asked. Yes, he said calmly. Because learning must become action. He opened the door. I will return, he said. Not as a test, but as a partner. He walked out. Emily stayed seated. She cried quietly. Not from fear, from truth. Outside, the city moved again. Fast, loud. But Emily saw it differently now. She remembered the man on the street, the genius, the millionaire, the teacher, and she finally understood something simple. You do not see people with your eyes. You see them with your heart. And hers had just opened. The next few days felt different for Emily. The office was the same. The desks were the same. But Emily was not. She walked slower. She listened more. She spoke less. The man's words stayed in her mind. Learning must become action. Emily was now leading the new program, a kindness and respect program. Many people were confused. Some smiled. Some laughed. Why do we need this? One manager asked. We are here to make money. Emily took a deep breath. Because money without respect is empty, she replied. People went quiet. Emily started small. She asked workers to greet everyone. Security guards, cleaners, delivery staff. At first, it felt strange. People were uncomfortable, but slowly things changed. One morning, Emily saw a cleaner crying. In the past, she would walk away. This time she stopped. What happened? Emily asked softly. The cleaner looked surprised. No one ever asks, she said. Emily listened. That day, the cleaner smiled. Emily felt something warm inside. Across the city, the man watched quietly. He did not visit the office. Not yet. He observed from distance. He visited shelters, schools, old streets. People still did not know who he was. That was how he liked it. One afternoon, Emily received a message. Meet me at the corner. Her heart jumped. She went after work. The corner was the same. The noise. The people. He stood there again. Same old jacket. Same calm eyes. Why here? Emily asked. Because lessons begin where mistakes were made, he said. Emily nodded. I want to show you something, he said. They walked. They passed people who looked away. They passed people who stared. See, he said quietly. Nothing changed outside. Emily felt pain. They stopped near a small shop. A young boy ran to the man. Sir, the boy said happily. Emily smiled. The man gave the boy food. The boy thanked him and ran away. Kindness returns, the man said. Emily swallowed. I hurt you, she said. Yes, he replied. She looked down. But he continued. You allowed pain to teach you. That mattered. They sat on a bench. The man looked at the sky. I lost everything once, he said. Not money. People. Emily listened. So I built again, he said. But this time, differently. Emily asked, why did you forgive me? The man smiled slightly. Because punishment teaches fear, he said. But mercy teaches growth. Those words stayed with her. The next week, the company announced changes. Respect policies. Fair treatment rules. Some employees left. Some stayed. The ones who stayed changed. Emily changed too. She no longer spoke to feel powerful. She spoke to connect. One evening, Emily returned to the street alone. She saw another homeless man. People passed him, ignored him. Emily stopped. She sat next to him. She talked. People stared. She did not care. She had learned. Across the street, the man watched again. He smiled, not because she sat, but because she saw. Later, he sent her a message. Ready for the final lesson? Emily replied. Yes. She did not know what it meant, but she felt ready. The city lights turned on. The noise returned. Life moved forward. But karma had already spoken, and Emily was finally listening. The city never changed. People still rushed. Cars still screamed. Money still ruled most minds. But some people changed. Emily was one of them. Weeks had passed since the lesson began. The kindness program spread across the company. Other offices copied it. Something rare was happening. People were listening. One morning, Emily stood near the window of her office. She looked down at the street. She saw a man sitting on the sidewalk. Old clothes. Quiet face. She felt a memory hit her chest. She went downstairs. She sat beside him. She did not ask questions. She simply said, "Good morning." The man looked surprised. He smiled. Across the street, someone watched. The genius millionaire. The man who once sat there. He watched without pride. Only hope. That afternoon, the company held a public event. A speech was planned. The investor would finally speak openly. The hall was full. Cameras. Lights. Voices. Emily stood on stage. She spoke first. Her voice was calm. "I once judged a man by his clothes," she said. "I was wrong." The room went quiet. "I learned respect too late," she continued. "But not too late to change." She stepped back. Then he walked out. Not in a suit. Not in old clothes. Just simple. The crowd whispered. He stood at the microphone. "I'm not here to talk about money," he said. Silence. "I'm here to talk about value." He paused. "Value is not on your body," he said. "It is in your behavior." The crowd listened. "I lived without my name," he said. "I lived without my power." He looked around, and the world showed me its truth. He told his story. About walking streets. About being ignored. About being judged. Many people looked down. Some wiped tears. "I am not angry," he said. "I am aware." He looked at Emily. She nodded. "My success means nothing," he said, "if it does not change people." The crowd stood up. They clapped. Not for money. For truth. After the event, reporters rushed him. "What is your message?" one asked. He answered simply, "Look again." That night, the city lights shined. The man returned to the street corner. Not to test. Not to hide. To remember. Emily joined him. They stood quietly. People walked past. Some noticed. Some did not. But something had shifted. A young woman stopped. She gave the man water. A child waved. Small changes. Real changes. Emily whispered, "You changed me." He replied, "You chose to change." That was the difference. The man looked at the city. "This world does not need more rich people," he said. "It needs more human people." Emily smiled. The man walked away slowly. "No cámaras. No aplausos. Just peace." The narrator's voice softens. Never judge a black man by silence. Never judge a human by appearance. Because sometimes, the man you ignore today is the one teaching the world tomorrow. The city keeps moving, but one heart at a time, the world begins to see.